you beat Kazim,
you beat Ojo Onolapo, and you beat those guys along the way, all right?
No, what
but the story, I understand your point, but the fact of the case is, look, we are just beginning to reinvest and recommit ourselves to grassroots table tennis in Nigeria. Just 2-3 years ago, these guys have been consistent. So many. I mean, you remember the story of the girl who beats our ageless Funke Oshinake all the time. This is a girl whose mom was a contemporary of Funke Oshinake. That shows how far behind we've gone in terms of this attention to grassroots.
Her mother played for Egypt.
Everybody.
Her other brother plays for Egypt.
Everybody.
They've made it a family business.
It is something that is
She has a personal coach. She has what's her name again?
Her father is the president of the Egyptian Table Tennis Federation.
Omar Assar said he was camped in China about a month before this tournament.
Fantastic.
So, Austin, we have a long way to go, but the good thing is we're making steps, we're moving forward. Because these are a lot different now from what they used to be.
This is the semi-final game Aruna Quadri played against Algeria's Idri Khartoum. Fine player, but Aruna Quadri made him. There was a part Aruna Quadri made him. He went straight on the floor. He bowed down to the Nigerian king. You know, and there was a part Aruna Quadri punished Lashin. He went on his knees. I was like, this guy can play. But against Omar Assar, that the Egyptians know that, yes, they are preparing for this Nigerian. It was going to be really tough, and he fell 4-1. What's the story for us? I spoke to Funke Oshinake, and he says, Austin, it's not just table tennis. If you talk about football, you will say, oh, in 1980, we played good football. In 94, we played good football. What are we doing now?
Won Olympics.
You won
Nations Cup 2013.
You won Nations Cup 2013. Fine. But how impressive is that team compared to your 1994 squad or your Atlanta 1996 squad?
I think it's just a general attention to grassroots.
That is what Funke Oshinake was trying to tell me. Same thing with athletics. There was a time where
20 years ago, we were running faster than we are now.
What about boxing? Before independence, you already produced world champions.
Very true.
You see, so it's our leaders need to go back and say, guys, where did we go to sleep?
One of the most important things we have to do as regards table tennis in Nigeria is that the authorities have to decriminalize the sport. There was a point in time where you could find a table tennis board on every street in Nigeria. But after a while, you see police raiding people while they are playing or watching. And this sort of, it killed the sport. Nobody wanted to be caught anywhere near a table tennis board.
That's it.
And this was where a lot of these talents were picked up from the streets. So we have to decriminalize the sport. Let the authorities understand that, look, this is a legal pastime that people can engage in. This is a pastime that can make you a national athlete. This is a pastime that can take you all over the world.
Let's talk about something, Austin. We have been commending Eniton Shodi, and I think we should continue to commend him for the good job he's been doing in bringing back this spirit and this so they called it reawakening of table tennis in Nigeria. Reinventing table tennis in Nigeria. But I think it's time for us to begin to look at how we can move one step higher. And I think it's the area of coaching.
Fantastic.
Coaching.
Fantastic. And they all mentioned it there. This Omar Assar has a personal coach that's from China. Toyin, while I was watching this championship, I was looking at the coach to understand what is wrong.
Does Aruna Quadri have a personal coach?
No, he doesn't.
No, that coach coaches Developmental as well.
Yeah, no, for this competition, just Omar Assar. They have an Egyptian coach and they have a Chinese coach.
The Chinese coach was the same one who was here at the Lagos Classic.
So he knows Aruna Quadri so well. Do you know what he was doing in the first set? After he was just watching Quadri's leg, his movements. He was just watching Quadri's movements. How does this guy pick these matches, his returns, and all of that? And that's what he was just saying to this guy.
And he's going to jump on the table right now. Look at this guy.
That's it. It's king of the table. That's
we have to get him off that table.
That's
the truth about it.
We have to get him off that
table. As things stand, unless we change the way we approach the game, unless we give Aruna Quadri the kind of, or our best, the kind of support that can match what Omar Assar is getting, Omar Assar will continue to dominate African table tennis.
And
that is a given.
So what's the way out for us to move one level up in terms of the coaching of not just Aruna Quadri, because it's not about Aruna Quadri alone, about all our table tennis stars, and then also make sure that those that are coming from schools now, primary schools, also are exposed to quality coaching from early on in their lives.
Quality coaching, give them tournaments to play. Because after the Africa Senior Cup, there was a club championship. And Team Nigeria, we created an upset there. Ahmed Bello, relatively unknown player, came there and he defeated Saka. an
Africa's
experienced
number
6, yeah, from Congo. Remember, he had to leave Nigeria. Saka, Saidi Dowu, and even Onyechi Wachuku. They left Nigeria to go and join Congo. I spoke to the chairman of table tennis in Congo. He says they are looking at Nigeria, that they want to overtake Nigeria for the All Africa Games. So while we're looking at Egypt, let's also watch Congo
behind us.
Exactly.
So while we're looking forward, we should also look behind
the guys behind you, they are doing all they can. What about Cameroon? They're also doing well. You mentioned quality coaching. We also need to give them competition. Nuruddin Hassan went to the World Championships, the Junior Championship in China. He came for the Club Championship. I spoke to the coach. He said, it's not how we think it is when we train. No. When we see competition, we know there's competition. This is Africa, and they're seeing real good competition. They are in camp now for the All Africa Games. I advise the Federation, get that coach working now. Let him understand the players. Let them understand, techniques, tactics. These Egyptians, they've gone far, far, far. You need to see the way they are. They are relaxed playing table tennis. And it's one culture to the other. It's not just now. I've called you some names that you need to beat before you play Omar Assar. Wait till you hear of their junior players. Even some of them that came, played in the club championship. Al Ali, they have a table tennis club.
Of course, the sports club.
They are the ones that won. They are the ones that won the club championship. So Egypt raided everything.
So it's not just individual players. It's about club structure.
And bring back the league.
Sports club structure.
If we recreate something like what Godwin Kenka is doing for the table tennis, for the lawn tennis as well, we have a national circuit all across the country where these players are actively engaged all through the season, all over the country. That can help to improve the sports as well. Then we have to understand that we are terribly deficient in terms of coaching now. All these partnerships are available for us to tap into. Just liaise with our Chinese counterparts that, look, we'd like technical assistance for the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation. It's available.
All right. We've said quite a lot, and I think that's the way to go. It's all encompassing, really. The structure of sports clubs, the quality of coaching, everything comes into it, and I hope that we can begin to pick it up from there. But we're encouraging Eniton Shodi and his team at the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation level. Don't be discouraged that these results are still not coming the way you want. Just keep investing, and one day you will strike it. You will really strike it, and it could come as early as the All Africa Games. So keep investing. Don't be discouraged. Omar Assar will have to do something about that guy, get him off that table, and
and he's just 24.
I mean, and he's young, so it looks like somebody who will be there for a very, very long time.
Is just 23.
These are young guys, but that's the message, really. Let's keep investing and again keep improving and move it up from there. Let me spend a few seconds to read some of your tweets. The actors have been varied on a whole lot of issues. Bolaniwa Abdulhakim says Platini should be careful about Europe, as stated by Tunde and Austin. Yeah, because some guys from Europe are not voting according to the norm. So, voting somehow. So you have to be very, very careful. I mean, you can imagine what Russia will do. And Spain, sometimes, when the kind of votes that come from Spain, sometimes, you see. So all of these things. So, a lot of things are going on, really. You have to be very careful. All right, so that's the message. Chukudi Obiche says, you believe Platini's process enough credibility. He says he believes Platini possesses a lot of credibility to clinch the plumb job. FIFA body needs total cleanup. That's what he says. Oshihemi at Holpen_White says Platini is expected to be the next FIFA president, and he says, I know deep from his heart that he wants it. Are you in Platini's? How did this guy know what's going on inside Platini? Well, you could read the body language. Okay. I believe Nigeria has all it takes to be the best in Africa in the game of table tennis. That's coming from Olakomi Wasiu at Aramidiu. Oluwatosin Bewa at Bewa1 says Russian President Vladimir Putin believes outgoing President Sepp Blatter deserves a Nobel Prize. Yeah. Yes, I think I read about that before. All right. Joy Forever 74 says it's good that Maurice Green is our athletics coach, is our relay coordinator. He says it's good for Team Nigeria. In Los Angeles, talking about Special Olympics, and it says, God bless Nigeria. All right, let's pause now, go on a quick break. When we return, we'll allow us to go take a rest from all the Cameroonian experience. He tells me in confidence that he enjoyed Cameroon, not just covering the table tennis. He met his Hayatu, maybe. All right, Samuel too. But we'll go on this break now. When we return, Cosmos Chukwemeka will be joining us, and I'll be spending the rest of the time to talk football, domestic football, on Sports Tonight.